Welcome back to Mompreneurs, the real deal, where we are getting real and raw with mompreneur Stephanie Tsuru, co-founder and CEO of SheSpace in Houston. Now, before the break, we were talking all about SheSpace and why Stephanie decided to co-found this important space for women. And my next question is, this started 2019, 2020, the pandemic hit. I know you said that you were able to open pretty well afterward with masks, but how else did everything change in the last 5 years since you started this space? How have you evolved as a mompreneur, and how has the space evolved?
So when we decided to open this up, co-working wasn't part of the equation. We just wanted a place to bring women together. And since work is a lot of what we do, we needed a workspace for women, but it was really about the community and then providing things for women that are in their lives. So a workspace, meeting spaces, event spaces. And we are located in a retail shopping center, not an office building, because the things that are around us are the things that women need in our lives, things that we need to get done. So the world as it changed did not affect the original idea. The original idea was not based on co-working. It wasn't based on what's going on in the world. It was based on women, and women's needs haven't changed. Women's needs are the same. We just thought it was time that we met more of them and provided a space for whatever women need. That's what we say. Whatever you need, tell us what you need. Tell us about your life, and we're going to figure it out. Because every woman is it's not the same. Everyone's totally different. And so everything in here is done very custom to what you need. So student, grandma, somebody works at night, somebody works on the weekends, somebody that works internationally, someone that just does philanthropy, somebody that needs a place for PTA meetings. Every woman's life is different, but we will meet and help you with whatever you need to get done. So the world has not affected us that much. Because we spin around women's lives.
I really like that concept, and what comes to me is you haven't just built a small thing, you've built a whole community designed for women. And as a female entrepreneur, it's so incredibly important to have that sense of community. Because a lot of times we don't ask. We shoulder the world. We take care of everybody else. We're on the back burner. We talk about that a lot on this show. And it's really hard for women to find that community where they can be all of them, not just I'm an entrepreneur or I'm a mom. So what do you believe has evolved for the women that you're serving? Like, what have you noticed? Is there some major impactful moment that you've witnessed at SheSpace creating that community for women to have that space?
So it's very funny about the conversations in here. So 50% of them are probably work related, and 50% of them definitely have nothing to do with work. So when I say we've created a community, I mean, this is like a little tiny village, self-sufficient. We only use each other's services, whether it be eye doctor or physician or veterinarian, graphic design, roofer. I mean, we have it all in here. These are all women that are part of this community. So we know each other, we trust each other. These are all, like, today there's a big event going on in here. And so the vendors are all people that we use, and we only recommend people that we know. So we've taken the guesswork out of so much different parts of our lives. We've taken the guesswork out. We've made things very cost efficient for everyone and time efficient. But what's so fun is two things. To watch someone come in the door meek and mild, and because they really it's the lack of confidence. And that is my primary goal, is to have everyone start believing in herself. Doesn't matter what it is. If they're a stay-at-home parent, or if they're a CFO of a major company, all these people are involved in SheSpace. So it's watching the women grow, starting to believe in themselves, and over a year's time, 2 years time, I mean, I can tell a difference when they walk in the door. Like I can tell how they walk. I can tell how they carry themselves. I can tell how they interact with others. The other thing that's so amazing to watch is someone that came in here with like just a little seed of an idea, grow their company. So they start out with like a hot desk, and then they move to a dedicated desk. So they kind of have like their own desk that's not an office. Then they move to an office, and then they grow their company to the point where they graduate out and have to have their own space. That's what we call graduation day. Super fun. I mean, it's all of life's big moments. So in a business sense, there's that. Then we have someone who we have watched study for the LSAT, and then she passes the bar. So we celebrate that. We're big on celebrating, and we all celebrate, and we all know each other. We celebrate babies being born. We celebrate kids getting into college. We celebrate people getting a grant, or, I mean, all the things, promotions, finding a job. And if they lose a job, we help them with that. So it is every single day, every single minute is different. And it's so good. It's really so good watching these women. I just kind of stand back as like the mom or as the grandma and just kind of watch the family play out.
This is so, so awesome. And I know it's something that I've been really passionate about too, stepping into, going back to even like mompreneurs. I mean, I think Jen and I have talked about it before, but I've seen so many people with a lack of confidence, so many women with a lack of confidence, these amazing, amazing people doing amazing things or doing an amazing job raising their family. It doesn't really, women are so, so awesome. And a lot of times have zero belief in themselves and knowing that they are. I completely agree with you. And I think, what I'm wondering, and I think some of our viewers would be wondering too, you talked about the person or people that walk in the door and you can see that on them. You can see their lack of confidence. What about, them or, introverts a lot of times walk into these spaces and say, oh, no, not for me, or too much. How do you get those people involved and, and really lift them up when you know that maybe that's not their thing?
So many things to say about this, because I'm not only an introvert, I am very shy. So I am what I call a professional extrovert because, well, first of all, it's very easy because I love talking to these women and leading by example. So I can say, look, if I can do this, trust me, you can do this. And you're 25 or you're 35 or you're 45, and I'm figuring this out at 65. You can do this, and you're going to have an extra 30 years on your life where you can walk into a room. But we also deal so much in programming to overcome what people are uncomfortable with. Doesn't matter what it is. We do a lot of stuff on, like right now I'm teaching a class, and it's our most successful class here. It's on nonverbals, which is just what I'm talking about, walking into the, kind of slumping in because they have no confidence. And so if you can master that, it gives you such an advantage just interacting in the world. And like networking, we don't use the word networking, just connecting, making friends, building relationships. And shy introverts hate that more than anything in the world. Like we'd rather have our toenails pulled out. It's so horrible. But if you don't look at it, and if you don't think at it as networking and you walk in with confidence, people think, whoa. So we deal so much with the programming aspect, again, of whatever they need, whether we should probably talk about that at some point, but I don't want to get off down that rabbit hole right now. But I don't understand why more women don't believe in themselves. That is just one of life's great mysteries to me, because I listen to them and I'm like, if you could see what I see, it's amazing. It's just amazing. But the world beats them down. But they don't stay like that long here because other women are also lifting them up.
It really is that supportive community. The world is there. We've all had our experiences. There's a lot of things that are kind of stacked in the deck against us, especially in the entrepreneurial space as women, and then add the additional component of being a mom. But
Yep.
for those who maybe don't live in an area or don't live in Houston where SheSpace is, what tips do you have for mompreneurs looking to build or join a supportive community? Because that's really what you're talking about, is that support that allows us to kind of unfold our flower petals and grow into our best selves.
So my trend, and this is where I think I was like an entrepreneur way before I knew I was an entrepreneur, I would start things because I've moved a lot. And I was like, where are these women? I can't find them, so I'm going to start my own group. It doesn't have to be a huge space like this. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to form an LLC to form a group of women that you get along with. I mean, you can do things. If you're moms, look for moms on the playground. Look for friends in the grocery store. Go to the coffee shop, because wherever you see moms by themselves with a baby, with a toddler, in the pickup line, those moms probably need more women in their circle. So you don't have to go out and do what I did. So I'm oftentimes bringing women together. What's your passion? You know, book club, walking clubs in Houston are really big. So all those things. So you have to join something. You have to join something or start something with women that you have common interests with. And all you have to do is do it one time. You have to do it one time, you know, form your own running club, do whatever. Do it one time, and other women are going to be so glad that you did it, that they didn't have to do it. It's so easy. So women, like I grew up rural. I lived in a very remote area in Southwest Colorado, and I did not do these things early on. And I was so desperately lonely because I didn't even have neighbors. And then I realized obviously there has to be other women like this. So put a group of women together.
We don't operate in a vacuum. We do have to take a brief break, but if you're listening to this at home, you don't operate in a vacuum. Go find something that you're interested in, start the group, because when you do, other women are going to be excited about that, and you will share some interest, and that opens the door. We'll be right back after these messages.